listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Now, first let's check the BP of requisition. Requisition event. We got 9 steps here, and once it's initiated, it will go to manager. Then next, pick a center manager. We have to use our step of reviews. The cost center manager is assigned the project manager if it's business, and project organization controller, service coordinator, buyer business, asset tracking specialist, and initial. Based on these conditions now. If you want to see initiator, if you basically employs a buyer, let's see who can do it. As you can see, this many security groups are allowed to initiate the requisition. Roles based on company cost center program, roles based on requisition, this many roles are there which can initiate this. Now come back. Now we will be setting up a supplier. Categories supplier group, spend categories purchase item and on. Let's go ahead and maintain supplier category. We already have lot of categories here. Take one and let's say ending suppliers. Now we will say first we create a category of a supplier, then the group them on the one. Head, that's what we are doing here. Then we will go to spend groups and we will say maintain spend category without hierarchy. There are 3 options. First option says create new spend category hierarchy, means you want to create a hierarchy of spend. Then maintain spend categories for existing hierarchy means you want to add something, an existing hierarchy. Maintain spend categories without hierarchy. It means you want to create a speaker view without the hierarchy. And already some values are here. And give it a name. Let's say NTP spends on steel, say NTP. Steel grade 4th grade steel B buy, where the spend will be used on expenses. Procurement and supply analysis. Track item is for asset. Part will come to later on requisition fulfillment. If it is used in requisitions, how it will be fulfilled through a purchase order classification. If you want to classify this as a goods or service, you can do. It's not mandatory, but if you want to then create a purchase item that we purchase from the supplier. then item name. Item name, let's say. Video description is still used in the If you want to group this item under head, you can do it by creating a purchase item. Group. She doesn't have access here, list access she has. Thank you. I want to hear. Item status. If it's active, inactive, keep it active. If there's a link of it, internal or external URL, maybe from some website you are procuring it. There's a link for that, and you can put the same here. If you mark it as a preferred item, it will be shown under acquisitions. Classification. If you want to again specialize as a goods or service, that's a goods. If you want to default any text on this, let's say it's a textable sales. And let's use purchase order currency and gauge net of measure. Price would be entered, currency would be yours, base unit of measure it would be each. These comments, if you want to add some comments here. This for inventory modules, you can skip it. Let me see other important parts here. It's for your inventory models. Do not touch this now. Here say unit price would be say $1,000. Usage will be defined based on the ordering or the unit of use. How many units used? Based on that will be defined the ordering. This is the ordering. I'm ordering 12, it will be defined based on the 12. If I'm using 4, that will be defined based on a 4. Anything, ordering or unit of measure doesn't matter. 1, you can say unit of use also. Now let's go to the tabs here. Alternate item identifier, nothing here. Related work tags. We talked about this. We have a task called maintain a related work tag usage, where we can define work tags additionally on the objects. If you want to showcase this, purchase item belongs to a post, center or location or a project. Then we can add them. Let me show you the task also. Item nothing is here. See if you find anything you want here. This here, let's say write in cost center. Next time you will get it will ask for a cost center. It will just show a cost. Information, supply information. As we have not created our supplier, we will not add it here. Otherwise, you could have clicked on this add and add the supply information here. Inventory is for inventory models. Do not touch that. Item substitute. If there is a substitute for this item, then you can enter that here. Order, started and ended. You can find a company also. Let's GM is USA. Deliver to location. That's for location. Substitute priority would be, let's say, 2 here. Item that we use as a substitute, let's say desk organizer here. That will be digital inventory and for Kevin, both. Let's see what's the error. Our purchase item is done. We got our spend category, our purchase item, and our supply category supply. Group also got. Then we have something called supplier classification. Supplier classification category. In US and Western world, there are some rules that ask you to specify what kind of suppliers. This, although you have defined the categories, still it will ask you to define the category of an LGBTQ community or Black community or let's say white based community or veteran community that using this task you can define it to maintain. Supply classification categories here. We will say this is Indian suppliers. We will do supply classification. We already have 10 values here. We will add our value here. Supply classification category, we will select Indian base suppliers and Indian C suppliers. Then you can add a new product. Or a certification number or something this. Title, let's say certificate number. With text. And then you have to define for country. There's an user. Or India, whatever you want. Any doubts, confusions? And not clear with any task, confusions far. Or good, yes or no. I'm taking my time here. I want to take your time also. Yes, it's clear. It's clear. I have just joined the class. I don't know. I'll just refer my video once again. Avail LMS. No worries. Just go through what a 15 minutes video and now it's time to create the supplier. What to? First of all, check the BP of the supplier event. Now people ask why there is a business process for suppliers. Why can't we just simply create them? Because if we allow anyone to create a supplier, they would be able to create themselves as supplier later on using the settlement and access. They can process any number. And by the time company will come to know, it's too late. That's why there is a proper approval process here, review process here. Then we look after, yes, once it's initiated, somebody from the management side will review it and approve it. You can see it's initiated. Then there is an action. It will take on the client contact VP, supplier administrator, supply contact information, supply contact itself, create settlement by new account, supply contact itself. These are the security groups. This is a user-based security group. Let's see this one. Buglet security group supply contact itself. Let's run this condition. It will go. Booklet account supply contract. This person here, the supplier, admin controller. The controller we have already assigned to. There is a scenario we need to worry about. This one. Supplier admin. There are many supplier admins. We need to worry about this one also. Supplier contact itself. Let's go to this one here. There are the members. We will go to the proxy. Later on, we will approve the supplier. For now, we will go to the task. The task name is Let's Show You Spirit. Supplier. Again, just to be on the same page. Supplier can be an individual or a legal entity also, which provides goods and services to our company. Suppose we are manufacturing car, we would be requiring steering, steel body. Tires will take from JK Tires MRF steel from. Meter Steins or Tata Steel itself, electric equipment from maybe from China, that there are different things we would be buying from different suppliers to make our product that we use from the supplier. Now let's see. We create supplier tendered by supply administrators and the implementers. The task means the supplier. We put a task. Let me think of a unique name here. We will say Jingle Steels. If you want to create a supplier from a business end team, you can do it from this available. But typically companies don't know that. Then DNS number, as I said on the customers relation part also, that this is a rating agency which is relating to the companies based on their credit profile, their history, the payment, all those things. Based on that, it does it. If you have some number, it's a 9-digit number, probably 1145. Let's move it out. Again, there's a unique entity identifier port which comes to the supplier that you can mention here also. Here, let's do that. Supply category, it was NDP. Remember, we can assign only one supplier category, but we can assign multiple supplier groups. We will say multiple supplier groups, we can say A12 also. Default payment terms. Let's say default payment terms are immediate, the moment it will send the invoice. Let's say itself or send itself. We have to pay them. Payment type. How you will be paying back the supplier. We will say cash budget. The card wire EFT all. Out of this, what's the default payment type? We will say cash. Before a reference type, just we talked about in the customer section. These are the different payment gateways through which we can pay the suppliers. If suppliers open with that, yes, go ahead and use them. Otherwise, trade card, if there is an active P credit card here, create a credit card here. You can see copy and print the number in account. For which company's bank account is asking for. Let's say account. Then you use virtual credit card. Credit card report is Visa. Mass scrub or to finance credit card number. Next credit card number here. Cardholder. Who is the cardholder? Let's say Teresa Serrano. And cardholder and bros name. Let's say Teresa Serrano. Explanation date. Just we have on our credit cards. If it has been cancelled, there was a date. Monthly limit to use the spread card for buying the items. Let's say $100,000. Transaction limit. Let's say 20,000 in Mongo. Billing currency USD. Cash. Can you do cash on it? Typically, companies disable it. For the previous month, you can do it. But if it is available, you can click on this. Otherwise, it will be. You can click the description and TDC to me. Does it accept all currencies? Suppose we have procured something in US dollars, but we want to pay in euro. Does it accept that? Yes. The default currency of the supply would be USD. Was it not represented? Let's leave it for now. Come back to it. I'm just parting this for now, but definitely come back to this. Let's not waste time in this moment. We had kept the status of the supplier as active. If you want to put this in bold or inactive for XI reasons, do it. Otherwise, skip. Diversity to companies. If you think the supplier should be used with GMS USA, not basically you, but management, then they can put the company here. Otherwise, they can give it bank. It can be used with all the suppliers, with all the companies. Now customer account number, because we are a customer in his account, and if he's already also set up as a customer account, you can put that customer account number here. If it's an insurance-based supplier who provides insurance to us, then we can put insurance date here. When they have issued the insurance to us, his payment terms based on the invoice receipt date. Exclude from supplier invoice discount. Now this will be net 10 days. I can show you this in part of demo also. If supplier is giving discount, what would be excluded? Let's say if supplier is giving some discount, other charges will be excluded from this. When processing the payment for this supplier, what would be printed on the use invoice? Memo supplier connection memo, supply reference, and deployed text. Let's say deployed text here. Thanks for. Always separate payments. Now, if there are 10 payments for the supplier, then we have to individually process those. 10 payments, not a single payment, click on that. Do not pay during bank account update. If someone is updating the bank account, do not let anyone process the payment. From that remittance integration system, integration built by the integration team which will process. The payment from our account to the supplier account, that will be remittance integration system. If it is available, you can choose it. From here, let's say CANA, or let's just do not use. It's not there, but this do not use it. It should be done by the integration team. You just have to use them here. They will mention it and then just pick it up here. If it's a parent supplier and there are children below it attached to it, you can add those children here. Let's say add all this as a child of the supplier. Letter, phone number. There is a mobile landline fax family as this. It's a primary use for billing and shipping. Email, that's a jingle, scenes@gmail.com. And this email will be used for billing, procurement, and between shipping proceeds. Bank account. Let's see. Round name. Let's see. Ojing. Let's see. Or just pick India here. Let's see. Let's see. Ojingo. Let's see. Or just pick India here. Let's see. Let's see. Account number, name and account handle. Payment types that will be allowed. All the payment types will be allowed. Check the checking account. Text information if you want to add. Yours we have 1099 suppliers. If you want to mark this supplier, the 1099, do it by going to this 1099 MSC and there's an option here. Tax document date. They would have been issued a tax certificate on that document. Date would be there. Default tax pool, if any applies, let's say Atlanta 4%, applies to the supply transactions. Tax dates, tax status if you have any. Alternate name, if it has an alternate name. We'll say Jindal. Where this order name can be used in all these options, EGA, integration name, purchase order name, reference, all those things. Requirement options. Can this invoice any other supplier? Yes, you can suppose it's a parent supplier and using supplier portal. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Enable text changes in supplier portal. Can they make changes in the supplier portal? There's a link called supplier portal. Maybe, if time permits, I'll show you that. It's where supplier contact person can log in, can see the purchase orders supply, invoices, their payment status and on. Let's do that. Default procurement item. What was the item name that we had created? It's mapped to Antip CCL grade 4, then issue option how the PO will be issued in supplier. Let's say my email will issue it, default PO issue email, the email we had set up. General scenes and disable change order. Suppose the supplier doesn't accept the change orders and once a PO is issued, that is the final thing you cannot make any changes to it. Either you have to cancel and issue a new PO or something. That. If that is the case, then click on this one, otherwise let it be changed. Order issue option. If it has been changed, what will be the issue option? Open, say, email shipping terms. Let's say FOB means freight on board. Freight on board means that origin means wherever. They will ship the items at that point at this direction. They will pay the freight charges. Pre-carrier means there are no charges. Freight on board. Destination means when the supplier will send this item and the company that will receive, they will pay the freight charges that, and you have a task for this. Also, maintain shipping terms. If you go to shipping terms here, we just select freight and board origin here. Shipping method. We do have task for shipping terms and methods. To show you that we process this around and show it to you. Ground shipping. If you send to ground by trucks and everything priority overnight. Roadway Express APL 1 day. freight, whatever it is. It's a ground shipping. Is acknowledgement expected from the supplier that, yes, I have received your purchase order and I will sending the items? Yes, it is expected. Minimum order amount. What is the minimum order amount to supply? Except let's say 1000. Amount currency, it could be USD. Advance ship notice this. I told you. Amazon sent the notice to you that yes, you have shipped your items to reach in 2 days, 3 days, and it has been dispatched. To reach it today, enable advance ship notice in 2 days before the supplier send the items. Now it's not relevant here. Related work tax. See, cost is not relevant. Now its cost center is a machine here within the NDPC. Classification, remember, we had set up the classifications here. Supplier classification would be Indian scene suppliers here. Here the fit number N. Correctly, still here. More, here we have attachment and notes. That's not relevant. In this itself, it's inactive. Let's see who has to approve this. Automatic complete supply event approval is in process. All good here. Let's figure it out. It's inactive. It's a contact test cell, but it's not showing the process system. It has to be approved by these people. We will do proxy. The supply is approved now. You have the tabs that you will be going to later on. All good here. Now what we do is start proxy as a result. Oh, absolutely. Task name is this, only I'm not sure why it's not appearing on this channel. And something? Or what? Come on. Guys, the task name is maintenance, shipping terms and methods, but somehow I'm not sure. Why on earth is not appearing here? But in your turn, if you get access later on, I'll search it. I'll set it why it's not coming here, but the task name is that only check the Now one thing check, and that would be the BP of purchase order. Because we have to assign the rules of purchase order, receipt and supply invoices. We can do all those transactions here. Once it's initiated, if we go to supplier, contract, specialist manager, call center, manager, project manager, controller, initiator. We have to send supplier contract specialist to somebody who can initiate the purchase. Let's see. Create purchase order buyer, implementers, service coordinators. Assign the buyer role to Bala, and supplier contact specialist also will assign it to Bala only. We're going to proxy, company level also. Thank you. Assign the supplier context, which is what is that? Supplier contract specialist. Let's see that role not enabled for company high. Thank you. I have a couple of queries. It's not related to this. Once we are done with this, I have a couple of queries that I can ask you. Let me send the rows and show thanks. Always a buyer. The role is already with, that's fine. Now we message to the supplier noise. If you return to specialist, that's fine. Let's assign this role and click the C. assign the works. It's already there. Press the Serrano. Then the last business process is receipt. Receipt is when we receive the items, we create a receipt in the system. That, yes, we have received the items. Who can do this? And who will approve this? Manager, purchase order buyer, business asset account buyer. Let's see what is this. It's a variable. We can initiate this. Let's see. I think we are good now. Yes, please go ahead with your questions. When we set up a tenant for the client, as in overall, we have to divide the into modules. What we're doing when we set up in the tenant for client. It's first we have to set up tenant with all the details as per the requirement from the client, and we set up and we share it with the client. And they go through, and then again they'll come back with the request. If they want to make any ad hoc request, you have to do it again. I just wanted to know what are the modules under comes under, as I know. Now what we're doing is banking and settlement. If I'm wrong, tell me. Let me know. I just wanted to understand, Rahul, how many models are there? What are the models included when we set up in the tenant or for the client? Majorly, there would be a procurement, entire procurement setup. Then when the model will be there, all the customer accounts, contracts and everything. Then it will be business assets, be reporting. Then there will be banking and settlement, organizations, cost centers, companies, but they can be done by HR. Also, it's a mix of both finance and HR and depends because to assign the employees. To a company, it's initially done by the HR itself because HR will come first. Because you cannot assign the roles, nothing will happen. The HR comes into the picture first. They set up companies' cost centers if required and products initially. And then they create these positions. Then they assign the workers to those positions. And they assign the roles, also basic roles. Then finance come into the picture. And using these companies, we assign the roles that I'm just assigning now. The way we are assigning, because we need to get up to us, continual workers or the separate, full-time employees and all those things. And because it's common as financial accounting that some model, what do we do? In financial accounting, we have tons of things. It's not a small piece, it's a ton of things. And that we do, we set up this letter accounts. Letter account, hierarchies, summaries, opening of the periods, and then your trial balance. Journals account posting rules, account control rules. Evaluations, pay allocations, many more things. There is an endless thing out there. Recurring journal templates, EIBs for journal. We set them all for the client. We set up the EIBs also for the client because later on they will not have access to implementation suite, which is I load. We create IBs for them. Later on, used to upload journals in bulk. We create IBs for them to upload companies in bulk. We create templates, different templates for them. If they want to do it on themselves after high support, they can do it easy. And we prepare documents. This is a specific team also. Now, apart from this, there's a bird team, BIRT bird team, who designed this bird layout, customer invoices, purchase orders, check layout. They're definitely working on the layouts. Only that we cannot do is it the bad thing, whatever doing is. Now, if you are interested, you can You're most welcome to do that. It's Workday Studio Tool Access. You can download from Workday Community also. You just need to. Day 2, that's all. And then there's a separate team for reporting. Only whose work is only to create reports. No task configuration. No involvement in the configurations. Their work is just to prepare the reports, and that starts once we are done with at least implementation 1 and 2, because before that there will be no data and what is. They will be starting the building report on P2 after at least 1 or 2 configurations of tenant, because then they have concrete data to report on. They will have fields, they will have data and everything. The data they just download and summarize the information, or how is it drawn. Actually, what they do is they create the report as per the client requirement. Client will say, this is my requirement, this is my report format. I have now. Based on that, they would be creating the reports. The client will provide all the Excel sheet formats or their existing report formats and everything. Actually, I've gone through a couple of job descriptions, what they're looking for, that the companies are looking for. When they mentioned it's end to end, I mean person requires an end to end implementation. It's they're expecting to have an implementation throughout the project, at least 1 to 2 models. Is it that's correct? Sometimes they ask for 1 or 2 modules, but it's not necessary. Even one model is enough. See, in implementation cycles, it's not necessary that you will be working all modules, it's not possible. One person cannot work on all modules. There is no way. I've not seen a single implementation doing that. If you have clients' projects, you are working on different things. But on the same project, you will not be working on the same all the things. Rahul, what you suggest me, now we don't have any experience, we just do. Enroll for the course, and when I mean creating a resume. Which model is better to put it in our resume? I think we know this thing that we can do better in interview as see the requirement is high. This is procurement and procurement reporting. Is it the two highest demanding areas now? We can still, with this knowledge course, we can still able to crack the interview. On these models procurement. Of course you can. How about financial accounting? What we did, you're set up in the hierarchies, companies, and work tax. All this comes under financial accounting. I'm trying to find out a document for you guys. That's a 200-page document. Once I get it, I'll try to share it with you. That's the holy book of Workday. It has almost 200 pages. It has a watermark of the user who would be giving to me. That's why it's not giving me yet. But I was trying to find a way through which you can remove that watermark from the entire PDF, because that is his credentials and his company name and everything. Now what they're getting smarter this day. What they do the moment you download an article from community, they will watermark your company email address, your name and everything on that. What is that? You are saying something, what is that? Download 200 pages. That's a holy book of Bug Day. It has almost all modules, details of Bug Day. Holy book. Basically it's called. Holy book is an acronym. Name I'm giving, it's an admin guide, you can call it. Oh, admin guide for all. Rahul, is it possible to give me what are the process comes under procurement reporting? And financial reporting major models we cover under these. As I said, this purchase order comes Requisition comes expense module comes supplier contract. Accounts receipts, supply invoices. Adjustments, all these things come under supply. A procurement here. But then it makes also because some things are, some solution areas are mixed, but in this type procurement here, this because in procurement we use banking settlement also to process our invoices, and we can bank account for supplier also. This and some common financial management. Accounting part is also involved. Contact information services, integration jobs, and positions are also relevant. This you can go through it. Procurement. These are the domains. Supplier count comes a lot of contracts come suppliers. When I click on When I just type in function area under search box, and then there we can select the modules, and then I can go through all these things financial accounting as reporting as it helps. Rahul. Thank you in no ways. Any other questions? Anyone? Maybe one question. Rahul, let's say we are. In my case, I do not have experience in finance or something, but I got a job in finance. Hypothetically, what exactly I need to the people expect me immediately. Because I'm not experiencing the workday side or even working on these things, how to behave, what exactly we need to expect from a company, even though it somehow cracked the interview. What are the expectations from the client? Are you into workday finance or just normal finance? I'm working. Finance, basically, oh, you got the job in Bhakti Finance Congress. No, I'm not. I didn't got. Hypothetical. I'm saying if I got a job, what are the how to behave? I don't know how to wait to start. What we have to be here somewhere. I could not say I'm a completely layman or I know here's the guitar, the course, and I came here. Behavioral wise or anything. See, as a person in finance now, depends if you're joining a customer, then you would be taking care of all of the modules. It's not just one module. The query can come from any module, anything. It's not it will come to procurement only because in the customer side, a query can come from any tower, from R to R, from R to R anywhere. Mostly we join as a customer side, not an implementer side, because they expect a lot. And the customer side at when you'll be working in the AMS team, application management support team, you would be working on anything report creation, setting up bank accounts, setting up suppliers and everything. The thing is I even decide. I mean how the real time scenario is different. What questions we need to ask, they will expect from us this guy already. I have experienced the guy's nice package interview after that. Which tenant? Even we are not supposed to write what exactly that. How? Where should we start? Which tenant we need to ask? Is that tenant? One tenant works. Other tenants also move. All those scenarios, this is just asking some inputs. See, I would say, have you tried Easy Cloud? Easy Cloud, no. Now, in Easy Cloud, what is happening is they are hiring people now. Even go to the company's LinkedIn page. Companies are there and you can apply for the open position there. Actually, I have applied, Rahul. They didn't get back to me, but I'm not sure what they're expecting as I applied to them as Easy Cloud. And what you said. They gave a link and website link and where we can post our resume that they can come back. And they also mentioned there's some drive is going on, online drive on Saturday, last Saturday. They haven't given any details where to log in and where to get in. But I thought they'll come back with a response with email, but not sure. I didn't get any email from them. Don't worry, there are a lot of openings now. Try here on consulting also. Recently they were hiring. I'll tell you some companies' name. The question I'm asking for you to use now. I have scheduled for one of the big 4 companies. Tomorrow, I just wanted to give it a try. How it works and stuff. See in interviews, typical interviews, now 2 things will happen. Say either I have experience or I don't have experience. If you have experience, that you would have shown that on your resume. If you have done that, then they will ask about those things only which you have mentioned on your resume. I'll get a lot of. Actually, I have a lot of templates. Now do me a favor. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.